We were together for 10 years, married for 4. She was, and still is, the love of my life. I used to look at her and think, how did I get so lucky? Every morning waking up beside her felt like a win. I couldn't imagine life without her. Then one morning, exactly a year ago, I woke up and found her sitting on our patio, crying. I figured it was something to do with work. She's always been sensitive, especially when she's overwhelmed. So I sat beside her, pulled her into my arms, and asked what was wrong. She looked me in the eyes, fighting back tears, and said, "I'm a lesbian. I'm so sorry." And just like that, the world around me collapsed. I remember feeling like I was underwater, like all the air had been sucked out of the sky. She said she still loved me deeply, that I was her best friend. But she wasn't attracted to me anymore, not physically. What hurt the most wasn't just that revelation. It was how much I still loved her. Even in that moment when my heart was breaking, all I wanted to do was protect her, comfort her, because I could see how much pain she was in too. Now I always knew she was attracted to women. It was never a secret. We'd had threesomes over the years. She'd even explored with women on her own. I was never insecure about it. I wanted her to feel free and fulfilled. We had a great sex life. Passionate, fun, open. And just days before that morning, we were still making love. But suddenly, I realized that maybe she was performing, that maybe she was doing it more for me than for herself. And that crushed me. She said she didn't want to leave me, that we could still have a life together, just without sex. And she was okay if I found someone else for intimacy, but all I really wanted was her. She was my person, the most beautiful woman I'd ever known, the one I built my world around. It felt unfair, yet I knew she wasn't trying to hurt me. She didn't choose this. It wasn't betrayal. It was truth. And even though I respected her honesty, the pain was indescribable. Then, just 3 days later, I got more bad news. My stepdad was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And 3 days after that, my dad told me my stepmom had skin cancer. Thankfully, she recovered. But my stepdad didn't make it. He passed away that November. Within a single week, everything in my life changed. My marriage, my family, my identity. I stopped functioning. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't work. I just existed. Sat on the couch, listening to hockey podcasts, smoking weed, trying to escape. My wife tried to be there for me, but she was going through her own storm. She withdrew, emotionally and physically. And for the first time, we were truly disconnected. One thing that stood out during that time, she finally started opening up about her feelings. She had always struggled with anxiety, had trouble expressing herself. But she'd started medication just a few months before all of this. And suddenly, everything she'd been holding in for a decade came pouring out. She told me about all the times I had let her down, moments I hadn't even realized were failures. I always thought we had great communication, that we were a strong team. I wasn't abusive, I never cheated. I tried to be loving, attentive, patient. But clearly, I missed the mark in ways that truly mattered to her. That was a hard pill to swallow. And yet, despite all the pain, despite the heartbreak, this year has been the most transformative of my life. I learned who I really am. I faced unimaginable grief, and somehow I survived. I started therapy. I rebuilt myself piece by piece. I learned how to love without conditions, how to listen without ego, and how to let go with grace. My wife is still in my life. She's still my best friend. We may not be partners in the romantic sense anymore, but we have something rare, an honest, beautiful friendship built on respect and history. So yeah, my wife came out. It shattered me, but it also woke me up. And in that pain, I found a version of myself I never knew existed, stronger, wiser, and, surprisingly, happier.